Alrighty. Quick synopsis for today was obviously first day in pads. I thought the defense, especially the front, was very active. Went to the team run period. I thought that the defensive front really early on kind of set the tone. Leonard was tremendous. I think the first 5 plays he had 3 tackles. I mean, he really set the tone, and the guys followed suit. Anytime you get going, day 3 of installation, it starts to add up, right? I mean, it starts to add up physically. Guys are a little bit sore. It starts to add up mentally. There's a lot more, nuances plus plays that are adding in, and then you throw in, now we're in the red zone. The field gets a little tighter. Obviously encouraged by the fact that our defense was able to create 3 turnovers today, all in the red zone. Then the flip side is that there's always where's the balance? That means the offense turned it over 3 times a day in the red zone. That's not good. So you're always just trying to find little things within it all. But all in all, I thought the guys, to their credit, that camp is unique in that you come out every day and you just the kind of, okay, you go from 2 days installation with no pads. Now here come the shoulder pads. Tomorrow we're going to the Coliseum to have that practice, and the leadership on this team is so unique. These guys come out ready to go every time. It's just like wouldn't know the difference. And I said that in the off season at the media days, and they keep reinforcing my thoughts about them when we come out here. And we've got great leadership on both sides, whether it's Hayes and Cody or Buck and Leonard, Antoine, Josh Shaw, Nelson. So many good leaders that way. That their energy's contagious, and I think with the talented young players that we have now, they don't know any other way than just to follow suit, and that's exactly what you want. And you want a really competitive practice field. If I would say, yesterday the offense probably got the better of the practice last night, and then in my opinion the sign of a good team is you come back today, the defense probably got the better of the practice today. And in my opinion, that's a sign of a good team, that you can go back and forth, you can get better, you get challenged because you feel like, man, maybe we lost last night, we have to bring it even more tomorrow, and I thought the defense did that. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Bryce Dixon, did he cramp up?
He just, cramps. He's fine. I joked with him over there. I said, well, at least your last play was a touchdown catch. So, but Bryce has been impressive. I have to say, he was impressive again last night. He was impressive really the first 2/3 of practice today. He's getting better. I think he's got a really good mentor in Randall Telfair to learn from, a guy who's just got great work ethic, takes pride in blocking, and I think Bryce has just kind of followed suit with Randall and all that he's done.
I heard the word fatigue. Did you feel that there was any fatigue today, or mental or physical?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if you, I don't think we were tired, but I think guys felt it a little bit. You start popping the pads, and there is a little bit of anxiousness for the players. The first time you're going to put the pads on, and you're thinking about it at night, last night, getting ready for it today. You wake up today, you're in meetings, everyone's talking about team run, and you listen to the conversations going down the hallway, and they're talking about who's going to tackle who and block who, and that takes energy. That kind of talk takes energy. So it has to become normal for us to put pads on. That's just what we do. But any time in training camp, every year, whatever level you're at, there's going to be some of that anxiousness the first day you put pads on. We'll get used to it, and it'll just become the norm for us.
What happened to Devian Shelton?
He rolled his ankle last night. He felt good. He came out today, went again, and wasn't feeling great, so we pulled him.
What about Jordan Simmons?
Jordan, total precautionary. Obviously we're monitoring him all the way through. He's not quite 100%. We probably got more out of Jordan the first 2 days than maybe we anticipated. And today he just didn't feel great. We said, okay, we have a plan for him to get through a certain portion of practice and then put him on ice, and that's exactly what we did.
And what have you seen out of Zach Banner, right tackle?
Well, Zach, I don't know if there's a bigger player in college football, first of all, and that he plays to that. He understands that. He uses his length, his size to his advantage. Every day, Coach Drevno is just working him on pad level, and that's a hard thing to do when you're 6'9", to play low. But to his credit, Zach's very bright. He takes the hard coaching Coach Drevno gives him, and in the end, he's going against a really good defensive front. If it's not Leonard Williams one play, it's Delvon Simmons the next, or it's Claude Pellin the next, or it's Scott Starr, Jabari Ruffin, J.R. Tavai. And so that work and those guys you have to go against every day, ultimately is going to make Zach a really good player as long as he stays engaged the way he is, and he's been awesome so far.
How open do you consider the kicking job to be at this point?
Like everything else, we're letting these guys compete. And Matt, to his credit, came out again today. I think he was 4 for 5. Andre was not his best day. And so for Andre, it's really clear to see 3 days into training camp is we got to find a way to get him more consistent mentally so that he can be consistent physically, so he can go out and kick the ball the way he's capable of kicking it, which we saw last night. To Matt's credit, he's kicked the ball pretty consistent now for 4 straight days. I think he's only missed 3 straight days. I think he's only missed 2 kicks. So he is making it a little bit uncomfortable for Andre, which is exactly what we want, because there's going to be a point this season where we're going to have to kick a game-winning field goal or a game-tying field goal, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So we got to make sure we're at our best in the most uncomfortable and unusual situations, and that's what practice is for. That's what competition is for.
You said the defensive line kind of set the tone today.
Sure.
How's Cody Temple been doing? Can he contribute this year?
We're counting on him. We didn't know what to expect. Obviously, historically, when you meet with the medical staff, Cody's had issues medically of being healthy enough to participate. Obviously, we didn't get to see him at all in spring practice. He's come out here the first 3 days, and he's been productive. And we're going to need that. We can't expect Antoine Woods to play every snap of every game. So Cody's a big body. He's very strong. In the time that he was injured, he did a great job in the weight room of getting stronger. And that strength, when you're playing a nose tackle position, a 3-4 nose tackle position, is about leverage and strength and being able to get off of blocks. And so far, so good for Cody in the first 3 days.
Can you guys just give your thoughts on Cody Kessler, on how last year, he started off as first-year quarterback, lacking confidence, to where he is now as being a team leader, a big-time team leader?
Yeah, I think it's a great sign of maturity for Cody. I think the second half of the season really helped him. And obviously the bowl game is huge. Anytime you can end your season on that kind of a note is uplifting from a confidence standpoint. It also sets a real perception of you amongst your peers, your teammates, and Cody's taken the reins that way, and he's been tremendous at it. Our conference has so many good quarterbacks right now. Obviously, you look around our conference and the numbers these guys are putting up are borderline ridiculous when you start talking about yardage and percentage and all that. If you just didn't count those guys and just looked at the sheer stats and the year that Cody had last year, he had a heck of a year. For a guy making his first year starting, those numbers, especially the second half of the season, are really positive in what we think he can be capable of in our system this fall. I think he's poised for a fantastic season. I think he has a lot of confidence in himself that he's poised for a great season, and I think his teammates I think he's poised for a great season. And so we're just trying to build upon last year and get him comfortable in the system and let him go play.